channel in the south of Portugal. They do a lot with permaculture and water retention, and we're going to see if we can learn something there. So, where are we going today?
Seen some new people. And what are you doing?
What the freak are we doing?
What the freak are we doing? Taking a look how permaculture can work in this dry area of Portugal. Yeah, and to not just see it on video or on pictures, and to be live over there and get some information and some in touch. There is a super nice couple, also on YouTube, Monte Cruz, and 3 years ago they bought a piece of land in the south of Alentejo, almost Arga, and yeah, did now 3 years working on the garden and on water retention and creating a lovely synergy of nature. And yeah, we gonna take a look.
The YouTube channel is in German, but you should be able to understand it if you get subtitles for English. Let's see if we can learn something there. This is Monte Cruz. They also have a YouTube channel, Marco and
Tosca, hi, nice to see you. To meet you, not to see you.
Marco is going to show us around his land and what he's done with permaculture and water retention.
Yeah. Yeah, and first of all, maybe I start a little bit with our story, why we are here actually, and since when. We first came to Portugal 8 years ago as roofers, and we worked on farms and yeah, fell in love with the country, and we decided we want to live here. And at this point we had no money actually, so we went to Swiss for 3 years and worked there as a chef and a massage therapist and in cosmetics. And yeah, so there we could earn all the money to buy this land here and yeah, to get all the work done, at least in the first 2 years. And yeah, we are here now since 3 years, and yeah, first we wanted to
Sorry.
Crazy. I have the same problem. As soon as I start talking at home, Akira goes like.
Yeah, so we have a lot of dogs right now here, so it can be a little bit loud. And yeah, our first idea was to make a tourism on our property. And yeah, then the idea was we wanted to walk with the tourists through a forest, and so we came into this forest planting ideas. And yeah, the first thing you need to plant the forest was to create water, or to gather water. Yeah, and then we got more and more into this water story, and yeah, now yeah, we just changed the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had one really nice guy. He consulted us a little bit in how to gather all the water, because we had no idea, absolutely no idea
Like
what to do. And yeah, now 3 years later, we did a lot of implementations, a lot of measures to just get all the water which comes. And yeah, as you can see right now at the moment, lots of countries have droughts and stuff, and so this is really important for the future, and that's why we are here actually. And
that's why we are here also.
That's why you are here, to see a little bit. Yeah, and I would say let's just go and I show a little bit around.
Cool.
And show you what we did.
First question.
Okay.
Show it.
Okay, first question.
Nice.
So you take also during the winter time a look where the water just flows and starts to build with it, like with a natural stream.
That's the thing actually. What's actually really important to have a look on your property at the first place. We just were so we wanted to start, and so we just planted, and this was actually wrong. We should have taken more time to really get into the property, see where the water flows, and this is what we missed a little bit. So I really can just recommend this to everyone who wants to get these measures implemented. To let's just at least one winter and see how the water flows to get to know about your property.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
We got a head start already. We know how the water flows.
More or less. Okay. Yeah, let's just go to our biggest water catchment zone. It's up there.
How much land have you got?
It's 45,000 square meter. So 4.5 hectare.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's enough. It's enough for 2 people, I guess, to have work for, I don't know, the next 20-30 years. Yeah, and our first implementation here in Monte Cruz was actually to get the whole area, the whole 4.5 hectare, swaled. We did swale all the ground, which means we first cleaned the whole land, then we marked contour lines, and they were going exactly horizontal. And afterwards a big bulldozer came and ripped the ground with a 1 meter tooth of steel. So that means that all the water which comes down does not run over like it did before.
Yes.
It goes into the ground.
Yes.
So in here we planted just the pioneers, so really hardy guys like Matronio, Pinheiro, and the cork oak.
Yes.
And they never get watered by us, only by the rain. But yeah, we have a lot of more plans to create a forest here. This is what we still want to do, not for tourism anymore, but just to get something back to the nature, you know, to have a forest grown, because this is just, it's getting into desert if we don't do anything. I mean, it's just like it is. And
also to educate people a little, right?
And also to educate, yeah. That's why we also give this guided tours and try to educate, show people what it's possible and what they can do on their lands and stuff. And yeah, really important right now. And here we are in the first valley. And in the first year we had the idea to have one lake here. This was the idea, you know, in front of the house. And it was this kind of romantic feeling which we wanted to have. And then we had a rainwater management teacher here, and he said, no, this is just not possible. You know, every dam which you build there cannot hold the water because it goes underneath, or it's highly possible that it happens.
Yes.
And he said a lake always needs to go at the deepest point of a property. Yeah, and then we built a lake, which I will show you later. It's in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first year we still had a lot of rainwater runoff there, and so we decided we want to do something more. And then we went to this counter-inclinated terraces here.
Yeah, so I already saw, and I knew this already, that they have a lip. like on the end of the
Yeah.
earth.
And they're a little bit, you know, like this. The slope goes back to the mountain and not to the valley.
Yeah.
So when the water comes, it falls here and it goes to this place where it stays. But this was actually a failure. You need to rip this.
Open.
Yeah, you need to open it that the water can go in fast,
Yes.
the fastest possible.
Yeah.
And this is also the idea. The water needs to go down where it falls. You know, when that's why the swales. We catch the water in the land there.
And there it drains already into the soil.
Yeah.
And goes down.
Exactly,
in the
and it
soil.
fills the aquifers and the groundwater
Yes,
level. This is what we want, to get the water there where it falls. We don't want to have streams. Actually, you know, you try to avoid streams. You try to catch it, to stop it, to slow it down. Yeah, and there we planted only olive trees to have one day a nice harvest here for our own olive oil. There is another implementation we did. It's called a winter pond, because it's only filled with water in the winter. Actually, because it's not a real lake, because the dam is not really dense. It's open to the ground, and the water sits in there, and then it soaks into the ground slowly.
Yes.
And right now we got a new, we just freshly built this wall there, and this is kind of a check dam, which means that the water which comes takes all the material, leaves, soil, whatever, and to get this stopped, we built this wall there, and so the soil can drain into this wall and create a new spot for snakes or all sorts of animals. And yeah, I just did it all with my little tractor. I got this old soil out, which got in the last years, and yeah, we built this stone wall there. So
Yeah, you
we'll
have
see.
now this little nice tractor. Right?
Yeah, and I really can recommend to buy a little tractor.
I want a tractor. I have no use for it yet, but I want one.
Yeah, it's really cool. It helps you a lot. No more wheelbarrows.
No.
It's really cool. And I mean, if your land is about 1 hectare, I would say, then it's nice to have a little tractor. Yeah.
I have about 1 hectare now.
Mhm.
Together.
Then maybe you should think about buying a little tractor. Yeah. Yeah, and here the terraces we also planted all sorts of trees. Also nut trees like pecan nut, and also nitrogen fixing trees to support the other trees.
Which is a tree, for example, like that, which nurtures the others?
This one is called Sespania, for example. Then you have more back the Tipuana tipu. It's all the trees like beans, you know, all the trees and plants which produce this little beans
Yes.
kind of thing.
Like Johannesbrot. Baum.
Exactly. Alfaroba is also one, and they convert the nitrogen from the air into this little balls at the roots, and they give it in this way into the ground, and other trees can take the nitrogen from there. They are really high valuable. This is where the water goes from the first pond. Yeah, this is just another winter pond. And this was also built 2 years ago, and we also had still rainwater runoff. And so I decided now to make it more bigger, to get more water, which is quite a lot of work, but I do all with the little tractor there. I go in with a plow, just whip the ground, and then I go in with this kaiser, with this little box, and so
Scrape it off.
yeah, exactly, and then I get all the soil out, and the stones I find I use for another check dams.
Oh, yes.
And the check dams I really can recommend at your place, actually, when you have the streams. You know, you can also put some wood or stones or whatever you have, you can put into the streams to get the water slowed, that it's not going as fast as possible.
Yes.
Your idea need to be you need to slow down the water.
So it can drain into the soil.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And this you can do with, like this wall, you know, the water can go through, but it slows down. And right now I want to create a new check dam here with wood, which also takes me a while, I guess. And you create so many nice spots, so like humid spots, you know, like underneath stones and underneath trunks or whatever. There is always humid, and there is always place for little animals.
Wildlife.
Yeah. Yeah, and on the other side you can see our greywater system. Just I dig 3 holes there and put a charcoal inside and gravel, and there it goes, our greywater from the sink and from the shower. Yeah, and it created a nice spot. It's just 1 year old actually, and yeah, the plants are going crazy there, and they really love it. And
But you put them on purpose, the
Yes.
reeds there, right?
yeah, and there to your right is our 3rd winter pond. It's just 1 nice rain required to fill this.
Yes.
And then last year, the whole time of the year, that we had water inside, which was really good because it showed us the increasing of our groundwater level. So
yes.
if it goes quick, then your groundwater level is quite low.
Low, yes.
And if it stays there, and we just, all this work of 3 years here, we just raised our groundwater level. Yeah, and with all the soil which I scraped out from the 2nd winter pond, I created a new dam here to raise the dam.
Yes.
And to gather more water.
Yeah.
This is all the idea. And there is our place to make the charcoal.
You make charcoal for filtering water,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Exactly, and to get it into the ground to have these little sponges inside the ground.
Yes.
All the water goes, no, how to say?
Like Diana explained to me already, like with, for instance, tijolos, the bricks,
Yeah, exactly.
they like absorb water.
Yeah.
You can put them in the ground,
Yeah.
absorb water, and then they give it like slowly
Yeah.
back to the ground.
Yeah, there is this nice water system called ollas,
Ollas.
you know.
No idea.
You remember, stick 2 pots together,
Oh, yes,
stick
yes.
the hole,
Yeah.
Yes.
put it in the ground, in the earth, like third of a part of it, and you
Fill it up.
fill it up with
Yeah.
water, and it drains step by
Yeah.
step through these pots,
Yeah.
through the terracotta.
And then the
into
vegetables only take the water they need.
Yeah.
So you cannot overwater them.
Oh,
And you cannot underwater them, so
No.
they take the water, and then you just have a look in this olla, and once a week, and then you fill up the water again, and then they have water. Yeah, and there we are actually on the. It starts to be the deepest point of the valley, and when you first came here, it was all overgrown by brambles and whatever. It was just full of plants, and so we cut them all down, and there was no fire season at the moment. And this part we had no idea about charcoal. We just put all the brambles there on mountains, put soil on top, and then we planted the trees on top.
You have a
Yeah.
lot of nice trees here.
Yeah, there we not only planted fruit trees like this is no food forest. We planted all sorts of trees because
yeah,
we
so acorn also, right?
acorn, yeah, exactly,
Oh yeah.
and all kinds of stuff. We just try to find trees which they do like the place here, and this is quite hard. I mean, because of the waste beds are waste, they don't get much water.
Mm-hmm.
The water runs through, so I would never recommend waste beds again in Portugal.
Okay.
It's just more for Germany or where you have more rain. And we tried vegetables in the first place. There was no way to grow vegetables on this waste beds. Yeah, and right now we have the trees there, and they do quite well. I mean, they grow, and they get only water from us once a month, like 10 liters. And we try to water all of our trees the less as we can, so that they grow deep and
yes.
put their roots deep, and to find the
Yeah.
groundwater.
Yeah.
So we just try that they survive all the time.
Now, this is what kind of tree, please? Is this a strawberry tree?
No,
This
the
one?
other one.
This
The
one
one
is
in
a
the
strawberry
backside?
tree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, cool.
Metronio.
Yeah.
This is one, I guess, this is one future tree for Portugal, because it grows not everywhere, but it's really hardy. Takes
Yeah.
no water, makes fruits, has a leaf. It's green all year. It drops a lot of leaves, and the ground underneath is always, it's full of life. Yeah, let's just go a little bit further.
There the goes was.
This is also a really nice tree. The Nesperash,
Yeah, Nesperash.
You know, it's kind of a plum, I would say.
It looks
It's
orange, right?
Yeah, yellow orange, really tasty, but hard to transport. That's why they're really expensive in Germany, for example.
Okay.
Six pieces, it's about €3. And when they are in fruit, it's just full of it,
I saw it in Spain.
Yeah, and we make jam out of it. It's really tasty, and we tried wine this year for the first time. Cool.
Do you have frogs?
Yeah, a lot, thousands, which is kind of strange because we did build a lake, and then just in the first winter we had thousands of frogs. That's why we don't have also this this little animals which
Mosquitoes?
yeah, mosquito. Yeah.
They have
Not-
no mosquitoes.
No. Like one. Maybe one in the night, so we have one mosquito. No, we have our army of frogs is taking care about the mosquitoes.
We need an army of frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
busy.
girls are hunting frogs.
This was the only water source we had.
Crazy for that big place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you only do a little bit of agriculture here, that's enough. And also the well is still good with water.
It's still full.
It's
Yeah.
still
I would
full,
say it's
actually.
still full.
The
Yeah.
water looks good.
Mm-hmm. No, and we are still happy that we have water inside. This dam is also not sealed. I mean, you can build a clay dam which is sealed. Not total, like I said before. You still have
Yeah.
water.
A
Go-
minimal
going
drain
by.
water
Yeah,
through.
but this was just built quite easy, and so all the water from this lake goes also into this lake.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the idea was that when both lakes have their maximum level, this dam is covered just a
Yes.
little bit, just 20 centimeters or 10. We didn't see it so far. So then you have a really big.
Big lake.
Yeah, that was the idea. Yeah, and here also, we try to slow and stop the water
Yes.
as much as we can. At every spot where water is running, we try to stop and let it slow down.
All different kind of trees.
All different kinds. Yeah, at this place we looked for trees which don't drop a lot of leaves or fruits that we don't want to have so many material in the lake, and so we went for different kind of mimosa or cypressus or what else, papel,
Apple.
yeah, Populus nigra, and yeah, they don't drop much leaves, and they're just 1 year old and also doing really good. I mean, in this soil here, which is just stones, and we just we don't give the trees a lot of material when we plant them. We just dig a hole, put a tree in, and then put the same soil in again, because they need to survive in this
Kind of soil,
this
yeah.
kind of hard ground. If you just put them compost the much as you can, then they're not
Used to it.
they're not used to it. Yeah, when we built the lake down there, we had a lot of material, and we put all the material here on this terraces, because the soil from the lake was really good. It was laying there for hundreds, for centuries, and we just put all the good soil here and just planted only fruit trees. Yeah, to your left there is another winter pond, another hole we dug there to also stop the water at this spot, because when it rains then a lot of water is coming down this way, and so there we stopped and slowed down the water as well.
Thank you for showing us your property.
Thank you that you were here.
We're gonna try and see what we can implement in our place. Huh?
Yeah.
Of course.
Maybe we
And
need
one
some
day
more
I will
advice.
visit your place.
Yes,
Yeah.
do that.
Cool.
Can I send you an email if I have some questions?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, we just need to get connected.
Yes.
with all the people who wants to do something.
I'm
nice
new to
for the- for the-
permaculture
for the-
and
for the
water
nature.
retention, so
Yeah.
I need to get into the circle. Cool.
All right.
Thanks. So here, back at our land, we are going to see how we can implement those water retention principles on our property. Because we have two streams coming in on both sides, and as you saw at Monte Cruz, we would like also to create some sort of water retention plan like that. Diana was asking me like what was one of the things I learned during this day, and it was a whole learning day for me because I know a lot less about this than, for instance, Diana or Monte Cruz. And I said one of the remarkable things that I didn't think of, and what was still not clear to me, is that they try to catch also the water like up the hill already. They made what they call these kind of swirls, and it means you open the ground like for a meter. You heard Marco say this, and you catch the water like on the top of the mountain already. And I was always thinking catching it at the bottom where it all ends up. But yeah, one of the water retention and permaculture principles, as I understand it now, is that you feed like all the earth surrounding also your pond or where you catch the water, and not only store it, for instance, like in a pond with a closed tarp or cement or whatever, but you let also the water drain out of the pond during the time to feed the surrounding area. And yeah, that's one of the things I learned. Monte Cruz also sent me some drone shots to use in the video to show you guys how it looks in the spring. So I asked Renata to make a clip of that. You can see that now. So yeah, that looks a lot different. What amazed me, not only in the spring but now at the end of summer, was in the first part of the video you saw that they still had water in the ponds. Although last year they didn't have the expected amount of water, so over 2 years they still have water in this pond. All in all, for me, a very good learning day about this water retention stuff. Me and Diana had a lot of fun spending it at Monte Cruz, and I want to thank Monte Cruz for your hospitality. Thank you guys so very much. If you also want to learn more about water retention or see like what Monte Cruz does, we came to them because they do guided tours. What we did was sort of a guided tour over the land. I asked them to focus mostly on water retention. Their biggest part is now water retention. They're also going to do, and already do, reforestation. But if you want to know more about that, you can also spend a day at Monte Cruz. So they have a website where you can find all the information. For now it's still in German, but Marco told me already they are actually now already working on an English version. But you can use Google Translate to translate the page. They have half a day or a day course. Check out the website. What they also have is an online course, and this is given by a guy who also did the lead engineering for the water retention project at Tamera, also in Portugal, a very big community group, and he was the lead engineer there and made the whole water retention plan there. Very big place. He gives an online course, and also through the website of Monte Cruz you can see what is this course about, and you can order it with a discount. So if you go to their website and check it out if you're interested. yeah, probably we'll see Monte Cruz back somewhere in the future. Maybe here on our land, if they come to visit one time, or we'll certainly visit them when we go down south again. Also on behalf of Diana, thank you very much, guys. We'll be continuing here in the next couple of weeks with mostly working out plants. But also the autumn season is coming, and yeah, we actually also want to start already retaining some water. So keep an eye on how we're going to do that. If you all like this video, give it a like. If you like more of our videos, maybe opt in for a subscription. Leave a comment about water retention. I'm very interested in this topic at the moment. Diana is also, so maybe she'll respond. And see you guys in the next video. Bye! Thank you for watching another video of the Portugal Project. If you want to follow the Portugal Project more closely, you can also add it on Facebook. Or add me on my personal account on Facebook or Instagram. See you next time at the Portugal Project.